Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel Platinum Bricks 95, and we're back again with another Lego Marvel review. Firstly, as per usual, if you would not mind liking the video, as it really helps me out, helps me get on the YouTube algorithm and shows me that you're enjoying this type of content, guys. So yeah, if you could like the video, I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you're watching and you're not subbed to the channel, maybe think about clicking that subscribe button, as again, it really helps me out. I'd love to have you here on the channel, but if you don't want to, I totally understand. So guys, on to today's video. Now, obviously, we're doing a Lego Marvel review. You know this by now, I absolutely love Lego Marvel. Now, today we're actually talking about the medium set from the new Lego Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 sets that were all released on March the 1st. Now, this is, as I did just say, the medium set. So guys, today's Lego set, well, this Lego set is Lego set number 76254, Baby Rockets Ship, retailing for £29.99 in the United Kingdom and coming with 330 pieces. So guys, that is today's Lego set, that is the set in question. I guess the only thing left to do is get right into the review, and I guess we'll start with the minifigures, or minifigure, we'll see. Anyway, let's get right into the review. Let's go. Alright then guys, well, these are the minifigs in question, or minifig, like I did just say. As you can see, you only do get one official minifig with this set. However, you do get this little version of Rocket as well, and I guess we'll start by taking a look at that. So then guys, this is Baby Rocket. Now I'm assuming, well I'm more than assuming actually, because I saw it in the trailer. We know that Baby Rocket is going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, so I sort of understand why we have got this little sort of moulded cat almost here. Now I know he's a raccoon, but I'll be honest, he just looks like it's just a mould that we have seen before. They've just sort of changed it up a little bit here and there, which I do respect, but genuinely, it is like one of the sort of Lego Friends pets that you do get. However, I can't complain because I do actually really like this. It reminds me of the Baby Groot sort of moulded piece you did get with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 sets. So yeah, you won't hear any complaints from me about this, but yeah, it is what it is. I guess Baby Groot, I do quite like it. Alright then guys, well, on to not actually the namesake of the Lego set. Here we do actually have fully grown Rocket Raccoon. Now, straight away, just like in my last video, I've got to stress how much I love these new Guardian suits. I do think they are amazing. Now, in my last video, I did say that crest was for the Ravagers, but it's actually not. It's actually the Guardians of the Galaxy crest. So, I've got to give credit where credit's due and say that I actually really do like that. And like I said in my last video, I love the fact that it's blue and red, and I just think they work so well together. Now, obviously, I'm not really sure, but I don't actually think this headpiece is unique by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's one we've got before. However, don't hold me to that because I could be wrong. However, you will see in a minute, I'm going to show you the other Lego Rocket that has already been released this year, and I do think this is a massive upgrade on that minifigure, mainly because he's actually got a tail. So guys, this is the Rocket here that has just come out in the set, and this is the other Rocket that we have already got this year. Now, as you can see, this Rocket is much more of sort of a classic Rocket. As you can see, this one does not have any goggles on his headpiece. He's just a bog standard headpiece, but like I did say, yeah, I do think this one is better just because of the inclusion of a tail. Now, don't get me wrong, when it did come out in the mini mech, this Rocket minifigure, he wouldn't actually be able to get in his mech with a tail, so I do understand it. However, I personally think this is a much better version of Rocket than this one, and these are the two Rockets that have released this year. So yeah guys, these are the two Rockets. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a closer look at them so you can sort of see the difference between the two. But yeah, 2 Rocket Raccoons have already been released this year, but actually, in fairness, I do prefer the one that came out in this Lego set, and I have to give credit where credit's due and say that I do actually really like this minifigure. Alright then guys, well, those were the only sort of minifigs that did come in this Lego set, which I may or may not have a problem with, but you will find that out in my pros and cons. Now, the only thing left to do is take a look at the actual build of this Lego set. So, without further ado, let's go. Alright then guys, well, here is the build in question, and as you can see, it is just a spaceship. It's just a spaceship. Now, straight off the bat, I do want to give credit and say I absolutely love the colour scheme, okay? I love this sort of not so vibrant bright yellow. It's more of an orangey yellow. And as you can see, they've used subtle uses of orange here, there and everywhere to sort of really sort of emphasize the colour. I do really like that. I like this sort of subtle use here because it makes all the other colours pop. And I really do like that. And aesthetically, it's a very, very nice Lego set. And I do really like this use of the green windscreen. I don't feel like we get enough of these anymore. And it does really remind me of Space Police. That is how old I am. I can actually remember Space Police. So yeah, I do love the use of green. I love the colour scheme. And I think aesthetically, it's very good. Now, as you can see, I'll just give you a little rotation to see what it actually does look like. And like I keep saying, I think it looks amazing. Now, in terms of playability and functions, you do have both of these arms here that do go out like that. As you can see, these do in fact rotate on the end here. So, and also do in fact lift up. So they can actually be used like arms to some extent. And I do actually think that's pretty cool, by the way. I do think it reminds me a lot of the Escape from Nowhere set from the original Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 sets. You will be seeing a picture of that right now. It reminds me of the little sort of circular ship build with the claws. Even though these aren't claws, it does just remind me of that. Just a bit fancier and a bit bigger. And again, colour scheme, amazing. So yeah, you do have some sort of functionality on these wings here. And in fact, on the end of the build as well. Now, I originally thought these were meant to be wheels, so it could go along like that, but I was wrong because they don't actually move. However, in terms of other functionality, it wouldn't be a Lego Marvel set if we didn't have 2 stud shooters, which of course are included here and here. Now, with this sort of back thruster, both of these do in fact rotate, and I've just broken a piece off, so bear with me a second. Right, I've put the piece back on. I'll show you which bit broke off so you can get an idea in a little while. So both of these thrusters do in fact rotate and do in fact sort of, you know, you can move them down here if you want them like that. And I do actually think it offers a sleeker look like that. You know, it's nice, it looks pretty cool. And I will say, wherever you do pose these arms or pose these thrusters, whatever position you do have them in, I genuinely think the build looks really cool regardless of that. It does have problems, but again, wait till the pros and cons and I'll tell you all about them. Now, you do have this wing here, which sort of, you know, does sort of move a little bit, but can't go fully up, as if it does, it will break those pieces off, as you can see there. So it is best to sort of leave it like that at an angle, and I quite like the way it looks at an angle. Now, in regards to where the minifigures can go, you can in fact see in here, there is room for both of them. So, Baby Rocket can in fact go in there like that, if you want him to go in there like that. Now, you will have to unequip Rocket's blaster, unfortunately, but that is normally the case with putting minifigures inside builds. You normally do, in fact, have to remove their weapons. Now, I'm happy to say that even with his tail, Rocket can, in fact, fit in here, and I do like that. So you can actually get both of the minifigures in, or minifigure and his pet. You can get them both in here, and it's not too much of a tight squeeze, and no one's cramped in. So I have to give credit there and say that I am really happy that you can fit both minifigures in, because a lot of ships you can't fit all of the minifigures in, and I do really like that. And if you did want a bit of a closer look, that's what it looks like on the inside. Nothing too fancy, but still pretty cool. Also, guys, just quickly, because I did want to show you, these are the pieces that break off. I'm not entirely sure what their purpose is, like in terms of why they're actually on here, because they don't actually add anything to the build. They are not strong enough to support the build, if you put it like that. They do just genuinely collapse, and whenever you rotate these, if they're too far out, they will snap off. So that is kind of a pointless inclusion, if you ask me. I guess it makes it look kind of sleek, but in my opinion, it's just unnecessary. But, you know, I'm not a Lego designer, so it is what it is. So yeah, guys, I do think in general, aesthetically, the ship looks very nice. Structurally, it's not too bad, apart from those two little spikes that do break off, and this will break off a fair few times as well if you are too vigorous with the build. But in terms of mobility and playability, it's not too bad, really. But I'm going to save all that for my pros and cons and rating out of 10. Alright then, guys, well there you have it. That was a closer look and somewhat of a review of this Lego set. Now the only thing left to do is get into my pros and cons and rating out of 10. So without further ado, let's go. Alright then, guys, well there you have it. Like I did just say, that was a closer look at this Lego set. Now the only thing left to do is get into my pros and cons and rating out of 10. And we always start with the pros and cons, and today I think we'll start with the pros, actually. So guys, the first pro is something that I waxed completely lyrical about whilst we were talking about this Lego set, and it is in fact the design and colour and aesthetic look of the Lego set. Now in general, I don't think you'll find a ship like this, not necessarily colour-wise, but in terms of look-wise, that isn't based on deep sea exploration, because it does kind of look like a little submarine really, and I do actually really like that. But the main thing is the colours, okay? I really like this. I really like the colours. It reminds me of that set from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 that I don't own, the one that comes with Yondu as well. You're probably seeing a picture of that right now. I think it was called Aisha's Revenge. I'm not sure, but I think so. But yeah, it does remind me of that because it's got the same colour scheme, and I think that's really cool. So guys, on to the second pro, and it's actually something that I gave a con to for the last Lego set I reviewed on the channel. This Lego set has a grand total of 0 stickers, and you'll never hear me complain about that. I am a huge fan of the fact this Lego set does not come with any stickers. It doesn't need them. And I think that's amazing. And really, other Lego sets should take some leaps out of this one foot, because there's no stickers and I'm super happy about it. Okay guys, on to the third and final pro, and I'm going to be honest, I'm actually sort of struggling to find good things about this Lego set. I've kept it quite light and breezy and haven't let you know that, well, we'll get into my cons and I'll tell you. I guess another pro would have to be the play features. Not necessarily the play features, but the functionality. Okay, guys? I will be honest, yes, those little spikes break off, and occasionally the tail, the sort of tail, is going to break off every now and then. However, the play features are good. I love the fact that you have mobility in these and they can go up and down. You can pose them in all different ways. And I do like the fact that the thrusters can be maneuvered as well. I do like that. I think that's, yeah, I think it's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into my cons. So yeah guys, I was struggling to think of some more pros about this Lego set, but what I wasn't struggling to do is think about the cons, and this is where this Lego set takes a bit of a nosedive. The first con is, without a shadow of a doubt, the price of this Lego set. Now, you know I've moaned about price a lot this year, and I'm trying to sort of put it behind me and accept the fact that Lego is just getting more and more expensive. However, I mean, this is not a £30 Lego set, okay? It's not. I paid £30 for this, 30 Great British pounds. I paid £33.50 for the Hungarian Horntail, and that is a giant Lego set compared to this one, okay? I cannot get on board with the fact that this is 30 Great British pounds. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth 30 quid. If you're going to buy this Lego set and you're not an avid Lego Marvel collector like me, or other people that get all the Lego Marvel sets, genuinely do not spend 30 quid on this. It's just not worth it. Okay guys, so the second con as well sort of relates to price but isn't entirely about it. This is a £30 Lego set that comes with one, that's right, one minifigure. Okay? One minifigure. Not good enough. It's just not good enough. This could be 20 quid and I would have a lot less of a problem with it. Don't get me wrong, I'd probably still have the same cons and pros. But it's just ridiculous. One minifigure for 30 quid, and it's not like it's a big display piece, it's a little ship. And you want to charge me £30 and give me one minifigure. Not okay, yeah. So big marks off for the fact that there's only one minifigure. And the mini rocket's very nice, or baby rocket's very nice, but I need more for £30. So guys, I was going to do a third con, but I actually can't think of one because the two that I've just mentioned are, well, they're killers, really. And they all relate to price and lack of stuff, lack of volume. There's nothing here that really gets me that excited about Lego Marvel, and it's astronomically priced. I'm not okay with that, but I can't think of a third con, so I'll just bang on about the price again, I guess. So then guys, that was my pros and cons. All that's left to do is give this Lego set a rating out of 10. And I'll be honest, guys. Yeah, if you don't agree with the fact that it's overpriced or that you're really happy with getting one minifigure in this set, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But for me, I just don't find that acceptable. Now, I don't have a number in mind for this, like I normally say. Normally, I either have two numbers in mind or none at all, and this one has none at all. But I do not think I can give this Lego set higher than a 5 out of 10. I genuinely think it's a 5 out of 10 because it's a cool ship. It really is. But there's such a lack of stuff going on here for the price that I just can't give it a higher price than that. And there's just one minifigure for £30, and it's not like a buildable group or like the Infinity Gauntlet or like, I don't know, Avengers Tower, the little collector's one, and it comes with a little Tony Stark. Okay, I just can't get my head around how sort of little there is for the price you're paying, and that is why I think genuinely I can't give this Lego set higher than a 5 out of 10. Alright then guys, well there you have it. That was my review of Lego set number 76254, Baby Rocket's Ship. Now, if you would not mind getting down in the comments and letting me know what you think of this Lego set, whether you think that you would pay 30 Great British pounds for it. I imagine it's like $35 in the US. So if you would pay the money, if you think it's good value for money, get down in the comments and let me know. And also, like I said at the start of the video, if you would not mind liking the video as it helps me out, and maybe sub to the channel if you're not subbed already. Also guys, just on a side note, please check out my Instagram and TikTok. They will be linked in the description down below. I'm posting daily on Instagram at the moment, so if you want to see a lot of cool Lego Marvel photos, please go and check that out. And while you're there, check out my TikTok as well. Alright then guys, well there you have it. That is the end of the video. All that's left to say is thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of the support you guys give me on the channel. And the next video is going to be the big new Guardian ship, which I'm literally looking at right now. And that will be the next video on the channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Good